In 7 nights' time, we'll be at Skydome in Toronto to watch the renewal of the oldest rivalry in pro sports. Hamilton Ticats make the trip down the QEW to face the Argos, whom we believe will have Rocket Ismail in the lineup, telecast at 7 Eastern. And viewers in Southern Ontario, note, you'll be the beneficiaries of the generosity of Bruce McNall, who has lifted the blackout. Rocket Ismail signing in the offseason was certainly the most talked about transaction in the CFL, but there was one that greatly affected our CFL on CBC crew. Before we get to that, there's John Candy now entering the stadium, one of the Argo partners, and as you can see, he's a big hit with this crowd. Well, if $18 million of the Rockets' contract is guaranteed, then he's collecting about $250,000 for not playing tonight, and this is a man who's paying a substantial portion of it. Principal Argonaut owner Bruce McNall. Bruce, you're used to very positive press. You get lots of it for the way you handle the Kings in the NHL. You got lots when you bought the Argos and signed the Rocket in the CFL, but in the past week, this has become something of a negative story. Has it been handled properly?
Well, I think that if everybody knew all the facts from the beginning, it would have been a lot easier, frankly, but you know, it's one of those things that nobody really knew exactly what was happening from the standpoint of his thigh. The injury was there. We were all concerned about it. He was very frustrated. He wanted to play, and he kept saying, "I want to play." But I have this thing. So we took him to Los Angeles and had the King's Dr. Lombardo look at him as well and said, "No, he's got this injury," and bingo, there we are. But in a way, you always wish that things could have been handled a little bit smoother, but with injuries like this, there's no certainties about anything.
I must ask you about the Los Angeles trip. I know that it was in part to receive a second medical opinion, but we also understand that it was a pre-planned business trip. What about the prudency of being in Los Angeles, away from his team for 4 or 5 days on the eve of them preparing for the season opener?
Well, one of the things that's happened, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, is we're trying to sell the sport all around the world, basically, and make sure that Canadian football has a little attention. And about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the CFL, we were able to make a deal for the trading card business for the CFL in general. And one of the requirements that they had was for him to be there at this big show. So we made an arrangement for him to come out for 1 day, something I'm used to with Wayne a lot. It happens even during the season with him too. You get used to these things, and because that came along, we decided to try to have the second medical opinion at the same time.
Well, you know now, with each practice he misses, each game he doesn't play, the pressure mounts. It's enormous now, and I'm wondering if you still feel confident that when he takes the field to play a game, he'll do something to prove he's worth the money, and that you'll feel you can recover the investment.
Well, you certainly hope so. You know, I'm sure that he's used to pressure. I mean, it seems like a lot of pressure at the moment. He's used to it at Notre Dame too, let's face it. He's a young man who's been used to pressure all of his life. This is not unusual. I wouldn't be too concerned with it, and I'm sure when he gets on the field, he'll get a lot of people, a lot of thrills.
The suggestion would be he'll play next week at the Skydome before the hometown fans, even if he's on a stretcher. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah, we'll wheel him out there. Actually, you know, he's okay now. It's just that he hadn't practiced in 3 weeks, hadn't been out in condition at all for 3 weeks because of the injury held him back. So as I understand it now, the doctor said that his injury is now okay. He just has to get back in practice, get in game shape, and I'm sure he'll be able to play next week.
Bruce, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Happy to, no problem.